And once more, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna down this hill. Halo Infinite or Halo has at least the ingredients to make one of the best Halo battle royales. And our battle royale is what saved Fortnite. It's what saved Call of Duty. I think it could save Halo.
That matters. The co-creator of Halo essentially confirmed that Joe Staten and Paul Bertone were laid off by 343 Industries.
Yeah, and this is all
It's
the things
gonna
we've been
get
talking
heated.
about, y'all.
There is a lot to unpack, and it's given and could potentially release the game on PlayStation 5.
I can't believe that 343 is still in charge of that fucking game.
See what I'm saying?
How is it that you release Halo 4, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite? You have 3 strikes.
Yep.
You
strike
miss
through, you're out.
every strike. Well, I guess that's what a strike is. You miss. I'm just thinking about something else. You dumb as fuck. What are you doing? They should get rid of them. Like, how are they still there? How Microsoft not shut down that studio yet?
Whoa.
Because it's still selling?
Okay,
it's not.
First and foremost,
Look at the
this
amount
is
of people playing
not
it.
confirmed. It's just a report and should be treated as just a rumor until proven otherwise. Let's discuss it
Remaster
anyway,
another
though.
Halo Combat
Immediately
Evolved. Oh my
upon
God.
hearing this rumor, you might think, wait, Halo
You know what
Combat
that says to me? That says, you know what? We know it's never going to get better. So the only thing that we can do is coast on millennial nostalgia every 5 years by remaking the same game. They're taking the Skyrim approach.
Evolved Anniversary already exists.
Look at that. It's bad. I actually think that's a really good point, and I think this probably is going to happen. The reason why I think it's going to happen is actually primarily because of the merger that Microsoft had with Blizzard. I think that they came very close to getting regulated and having that merger blocked by the FTC. So I think that what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to bring more of their titles to other platforms and make more of their money off of Game Pass. I think also that's going to happen because I don't know this, but I bet internally Microsoft sees the Xbox as not a product that they're going to have in the distant future, which is smart.
Yeah, but I still don't think there's enough PlayStation players who haven't played Halo to generate enough new people to come in and play Halo.
If that were the case, though, that begs the question, why not just port the Master Chief Collection to PlayStation instead? So people continue to think, could it be a reboot of the entire Halo series? It better not be. Maybe it has to do with their supposed plan to make Halo on Unreal Engine? A decent amount of people seem to think so, with some believing that it could serve as a good starting game for 343 Industries.
Any game that 343 Industries makes about Halo is going to be bad. Because if you have an apple tree, it's not like one day that apple tree is going to just have a golden egg that drops out of it. You're just going to get apples. You can't expect, they're not going to come up with something that's good. They've had 3 games to make a good game. 3 opportunities.
Yep.
They've failed at every single one. They're going to fail at this too. They've only failed.
They only ever
Warm
fail.
up, if you will. And once they release a new Halo CE, they can do the same for Halo 2 and Halo 3. That's an odd way to look at it in my opinion.
Yeah, no, this is terrible. Those are games that came out in the early 2000s. We're in 24 going into 2030. Like, that's honestly the direction we need to be heading. Is like, what are people wanting to play then, right? What are people wanting to play right now in esports and gaming? It's still so new. It hasn't had 100 years of runway. So the idea of these devs thinking they know better than anything is asinine to me. Right now, gaming and esports needs to stay as fluid like water as possible and take the shape of whatever the fans and the source of entertainment is.
Opinion, it's as if 343 don't have a good understanding of what makes Halo special, but instead of letting people who do understand it work on it, we're wanting to keep the less qualified developers and give them years and years of more chances until
I think Microsoft should just shut down that whole studio. That's what I think they should do. I'm being honest.
Don't shut down the studio, but have them make like Halo mobile games that have no aspect of crossover, or have them develop online apps that will help customization and like a waypoint app in Destiny. Have them focus on that.
They should shut down the entire thing. Take it out behind the barn. Do what needs to be done. And by the way, they are lucky that they have had 10 years of life support to fail.
This is true.
hopefully figure it out. What the heck? I can maybe understand if they wanted to have the original trilogy built for Unreal Engine, but that doesn't even seem like a great idea.
Nobody cares about that.
First of all, The last time 343 produced a remake, the entire art direction changed and gave people mixed opinions, with numerous fans disapproving still to this day, 13 years later. Secondly, how many of you are willing to wait another decade before we get a truly new Halo entry? Assuming 343's work habits remain the same, we'd be getting a new remake or remaster every 4 to 5 years.
That's bad.
Which means they wouldn't have a Halo 3 remake done until at least a whole decade.
Yeah, no shot. Well, I don't think the tempo will stay the same because I think innovation and technology is going to make producing games easier. But still, this is too long.
Thirdly, will people care enough about playing the old Halo games again? Don't get me wrong, I think a Halo 3 remaster would be amazing to do.
No, it wouldn't. Here's the reality why.
It would make people
because
mad.
Halo 3 for its time was one of the greatest FPS games ever made.
For its time.
But that time was 2007. The industry and the market has evolved and changed.
So much so.
And 343 doesn't have a good pulse on what that market and industry want. Because if they did, they would have made Halo 5 and Halo Infinite better. I think here's the best
Halo Infinite would have been a battle royale
that you can see it in. Halo Infinite did not release with a battle royale.
Holy shit. Yeah, 100%.
Nothing will convince me that they are incompetent more than that. It's so obvious that people like battle royales and you just didn't do it.
God, I feel vindicated.
You're stupid. Like, you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry, like, that's it. You're just stupid. Like, that's a super dumb take. No, it's not. Battle Royale is one of the most popular game modes. It doesn't require any team play. You can play it at any time. Halo could have easily transitioned into a Battle Royale, and they chose not to do it.
They have the blueprint for it. Ghost, Warthogs, they already have vehicles. You could have areas that have high-value targets if you really wanted to. Honestly, I would just scrap that, add that later on. Just keep it bare bones. And create like a giant Blood Gulch. You know, a Blood Gulch themed Battle Royale style map. You can have a Guardian inspired BR map. Like there's Halo has the blueprint for, once more, the best Battle Royale to ever exist. And they just choose not to.
That to me, it's like if I was Phil Spencer, I would say it's like that is the one point on the graph. I don't need to make a line. That's enough right there by itself. You're done. It's crazy. Call of Duty. Think about, remember whenever they're just stupid.
But not in the current climate of Halo. Not
they don't know what the fuck they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
However, it seems that a fair portion of the current community are only having fun playing the classic Halo titles, and some are getting
Halo 3 will not age well in today's environment.
It will not. It'll just make people frustrated with the game. 100%.
Including me. And it's not because they're boring, it's just that after 10 to 20 years, it's kind of like...
This isn't just Halo, this is all traditional arena shooters. You got X-Defiant. You got Call of Duty's Modern Warfare 3. You got Halo. I can't think of another traditional shooter. Shatterline. Like, any of these shooters, they're just dying out. It's the same old. You can't... I truly think Battle Royales are so different and so unique with every game. The replayability with them is just so much greater. Also, they're so much newer than traditional arena shooters.
It's stale. We need something fresh.
Yep.
Some people in the community are thinking the classic Halo formula is outdated, and they're wishing...
Yes, that includes Sprint. The problem is that these people don't want to... I feel like the Halo fans have a very reductive view of the game, and I think that reductive view has caused the game to not take risks and chances that it should have.
I don't think that's the fans. I think that's the devs and leadership in these offices and studios.
Like, for example... Halo 4 with having like loadouts turned out to be a bad idea, but it was a good idea that they tried it. Why would like Sprint, like, does this really matter? Does Sprint have anything to do with the problem? Like, that's not why the game isn't good. Like, it's just...
There would be modern mechanics in their supposed CE remaster, like Sprint. While that may sound like a nice idea on paper, that would give a drastically different experience than what the classic games had, even if done minimally.
Okay, yeah, but if you try to bring that classic feel back in today's day and age, it's just not going to age well. So get over it. Have Sprint. Make a game feel modern. Is that hard to ask for?
I personally believe the way to go is to have a one-to-one recreation with improved performance, upgraded graphical fidelity, and extra features outside of the legacy experience. Another
They need to stop trying to remake, like, anything that happens in Halo 1, 2, or 3, stop thinking about that. In my opinion, the best foundation to build a Halo game off of is Reach. Because, like, this is the Halo lore, okay? In Reach, that's where a bunch of the Spartans were killed, and, like, at the time of Halo 1, 2, and 3, this is way in the future, and there's basically no Spartans left at all. Master Chief John 117 is one of the only ones. I read the Halo books as a kid, by the way. I know all of this. So, yes, Reach is a much better foundation to build a story off of, because you can go in a lot of other directions. You can sell better cosmetics with it, too. And also, like, you can introduce new archetypes of characters that make sense inside of the lore. Like, that's what they should do. Reach is a prequel. Yes, Reach should be what they build off of. Wasn't Reach a prequel? It was. That's what I'm saying, right? Is like in Reach, like, remember like the last mission in Reach where everybody's dying and everything? That's because that's what happens in the story of the game. That's actually what happened. Remember SWAT mode? Yeah. Well, SWAT was like an actual game mode in Halo 3, right? And Halo 2, it was a custom game.
And I've been seeing around the report is that the wording of it
Same
was
concept of Star Wars Old Republic?
saying
Yeah, exactly.
that Microsoft are making a Halo CE remaster, not 343 Industries, which is a very good catch. If this careful wording was intentional, that could mean that the team reportedly working on the game is not 343 and is instead a different developer. If this is the case, 343 are likely going to be managing or publishing rather than developing this project.
Nothing.
Which I don't think is the ideal situation.
It's not. The ideal situation is they're completely out of it entirely. They have nothing to do with it whatsoever.
If you've been following Halo Infinite for a while, you know about Project Tatanka, which I've seen the chat down here bring up Certain Affinity, which is the studio in charge of Project Tatanka. Which, if you don't know what Tatanka is, I did the research for it, made video for it many years ago at this point now, it feels like. But it was a wrestling, like WWE Battle Royale style match where their winner was the wrestler known as Tatanka. And it'd be slated to be coming out sometime this year, maybe even next spring. That way it has a full 3 years, or if they wait till spring, possibly 4 years of development.
Man, was this like Truth and Reconciliation mission?
Probably would ultimately be better. One more big development happened around this report, and that involves Haley Era, who's made ripples in the scene for her insider information, game knowledge, and occasional sarcasm. She never worked on Halo. She didn't actually invent the battle rifle. She was the first to report on Joe Staten's departure from Microsoft, and she also revealed last year that the Master Chief Collection was wrapping up all further developments. Here's what she had to say about the report on the CE remaster. 343 laid off Joe Staten and Paul Bertone, the original creators of Halo who did a lot of Halo CE's story and mission design, and then decide to do a remaster, not confirmed, of the game without its creators. What an insult. I hope
Haley is based. I hope the studio gets shut down. Abso-fucking-lutely. Has nothing to do with that, by the way. But yes, why not remake the Halo games 343 made? Makes no sense to start from the beginning. Because a remake only works if it has nostalgia attached to it.
Yeah, and right now everyone's so mad at Halo, no one
play
cares.
A remade version of a game that they didn't like.
The studio gets shut. Other Bungie devs and even former Microsoft executives have also shown support for her and liked her posts in the past. Some former 343 devs have too. If that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what will.
No, literally though.
In my opinion, I think what they need to do is they need, like, Microsoft, I don't think that the people that run Microsoft are stupid.
I don't think so
but
either.
But the fact that they've allowed 343 to kill one of their prime, like, there are two, in my opinion,
it's a tragedy.
Two prime Xbox franchises. Halo and Gears.
I was going to say
That's
Forza.
It. And if you are a guy that was in college in 2010,
Gears is solid.
You were playing one of those two games.
High School 2010.
Or Modern Warfare 2.
Halo.
That's what it was all about. And now, both of those franchises, like, think about how hard the Xbox showcase
Gears
went
1, 2, and 3.
with, like, E-Day, the Gears of War E-Day at the very end. My fucking God.
I can't wait to play
it. was perfect.
I can't wait to play.
For leaving a like on that post, Marcus then made this post in response to why a remaster should be done. What if cut missions, weapons, characters, and storyline elements were reintegrated along with more contemporary core mechanics that improve gameplay while remaining faithful to the original? I fully support that idea. I'd hope everyone would. It may not be the easiest goal to accomplish, but that shouldn't stop the developers from putting in the careful work required for it. If there's any time that Halo needs that care, it's now.
Apparently there's a fire alarm
Marcus
going
knows
off
how
at
to
the
deliver
event.
Halo, but he's not involved in.
I mean, like, I don't think that the people that are making the game right now have the insight how to make the game. Like, it's like if you take the same people that are making the current game, and then you have them make, like, this is a, you know, like I said this with 2, right? Where it's like, yeah, I want World of Warcraft 2, but World of Warcraft 2 being made by developers that are working at Blizzard now would just be Dragonflight. That would just be another Dragonflight.
Yeah.
So, like, what the fuck? Like, you're not gonna, like, if, again, an apple tree.
You need people with
apples
new
come out of an
ideas that are
apple
fresh
tree.
and
Don't
innovative.
expect
Something
a
out of
pear.
your comfort
Don't
zone.
expect a fucking grape.
Being comfort is the
Marcus's
enemy
post,
of greatness.
Haley shared alarming insight into
Marty O'Donnell was the guy who composed the music that you're listening to, I'm pretty sure now. He's the original music composer for Halo.
343. I keep seeing fans saying that 343 should hire him, so I just wanted to let people know. There's a reason I do not like this company, but there are some good people there too. Sometimes people see my posts and think she really doesn't like 343. It's because 343 have done a lot of bad things that no one knows about. I know things that I've never talked about publicly, some for legal reasons, but I do plan to in the future. It's not just what they've done to Halo, it's also how they've treated the original creators. Some at 343 have downplayed their contributions, trashed their games, and mocked their fans.
Which, right here, is just, this is what the sentiment of any Halo fan, like myself, maybe I'm speaking purely for myself, but I don't feel like I am, that 343 have downplayed their contributions, trashed the games, and mocked the fans, is really something that just, I think so many people can resonate with. And they allowed shit like Paramount's Halo TV series, which just made Halo even more of a laughingstock. Like, where is the accountability to where you have an IP like this? You're not only did you make something actually ass, something bad, but it was so bad it actually tarnished the value of the IP. So while you were in charge of it, not only did the IP not grow, it actually went down in value, and so much so that we even have people in chat right here where it says 343 is literally a joke. Right under my webcam. Crazy.
Right, so there are plenty of different reasons someone can like or dislike someone, and that's no exception for 343. They're not perfect, but they can certainly be better with some of the things they've done. That doesn't apply to everyone who works there, but unfortunately there are a lot of bad apples at the studio who give the whole company a bad name.
Yeah.
And just like Haley, I also have my reasons for how I think of them. So respect people's reasons.
Well, that's the old game, you idiot.
Wait, what are we talking about? It's not even a question.
Long time ago that they wanted nothing to do with him. Paul Rudd.
Yeah, no, the guy who created the original multiplayer tried to reach out to 343, but they made it clear that they wanted nothing to do with him. You ran that. He read this backwards. He read this as like the Halo Infinite multiplayer lead designer. It's crazy. They had people who actually loved Halo reach out and they're like, nope.
Halo's former environment artist and who gave Halo its name once applied for a job at 343. They made him wait in the parking lot for an hour after the interview. Their lead artist came out and said they'd call him back, but they never did. Later, a friend on the inside told Paul, sorry, no Bungie people.
Microsoft shuts down 343. I will buy an Xbox. I will do it. I will buy an Xbox. I'll even buy one of the good ones. I would have never done this normally, but I need a new machine to play Netflix on, and it might just be time for me to upgrade. I think that we might have to do what we gotta put. We gift 5 to 10. Well, if I gift 5 to 10 Xboxes, they're probably going to make more money off of that than they did out of Halo Infinite.
So 343 have had a no Bungie rule for anyone who works there. Why? What good reason can you think of for that?
Ego, because they think that they can do it better than Bungie did. Even though what they did, so it's funny, right? Because like, so it's
Bungie
really
made my
funny.
favorite Halos.
Because if you look at,
legitimately.
this is, don't we love graphs? Let's look at some graphs. So let's look at Destiny 2, and now let's also look at Halo Infinite.
He's gonna
You
compare
have the
literally
Halo
Bungie-
Infinite player base, which is at 2,000
Oof.
players right now, on a steady and slow decline, just, creeping towards the eventual end of service, circling the drain, courting entropy. Just, it's over, and they don't even know it. And you look at Destiny 2, 60,000 people playing the game with a concurrent, 60,000. And this is a patch came out semi-recently, but not recently enough to explain this. So you want to know why they don't want to have Bungie people on the team? It's because
Ego.
the people
Yeah.
on the Bungie team are going to make them look like fucking idiots. And they think that they can do it better. Well, guess what? You can't, you haven't, and you won't. You look at the graph. That's what the graph says. This isn't my opinion. It's just a fact. Ego bullshit. It is. It's just a fact. Destiny 2 should have been Halo. In the Reach universe. It should have been. And it's not. Fuck.
Is that not just the petty grudge they're holding against Bungie? It's obviously not a matter of talent, qualifications, or passion. So what is it?
Yeah, I
It
feel
sounds
that.
like the influence of their own as 343.
They think they can do it better, bro.
As if they're eager to make their mark on the franchise.
Yep.
No matter
That's
how
what it's about. They're trying to make their mark. Yeah, they have made their mark. The same as those climate protesters made their mark on those fucking paintings. Protesting Stonehenge. Let's spray paint Stonehenge. Get the fuck out of here. Put them in jail for ruining my game that I grew up playing.
you spin
I think that'd be
you can't-
fair.
That it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Bungie is the reason Halo even exists.
Exactly.
And they consistently deliver
Yeah.
amazing games.
There's the reason why 343 even
That
exists.
scene. That scene
that in
of,
mind.
of Master
that
Chief
fans
grabbing hold of the
loved.
bomb. The
Compare
bomb.
that to now,
Ugh.
we've lost Halo's identity and would be
What the
lucky to have
fuck was
quality
that?
features that are also fun. The Bungie era of Halo was
See, they made Cortana not as hot as she used to be. That's another mistake. I look at the new Cortana, she doesn't have, her boobs aren't as big as they used to be. What the hell were you thinking? What, are you stupid?
I mean, there is some
Why
truth
would
to
you do
that,
that?
but I mean, come on. Come on.
significantly better. Anyone see that? Even if you enjoy
I don't think it's. I think, honest to God, I think it's less about Cortana and what is also super prevalent on here. We got Arbiter, we got more elites, we got the Prophets. It's like they've forgotten about what made Halo, which was being like, it was not just Master Chief is what captivated us, but then Halo 2, when we started having a relationship with the Arbiter, and we realized that they were just another race. They had emotions, they had their own consciousness, they were thinking of themselves. We have the Oracle up here. I mean, the Scarab. This mission, like, there was so much depth, and they just throw that away.
a 343 game or two. Despite that, you have the gall to believe
We
that
gotta
they're-
pull up a chart. What happened? What are y'all doing this for? What's this? 4 is fine? Yeah, but look at 6. Look at 5. What are you doing?
Yeah, this was my Cortana.
Why would you do this? It's crazy.
4 is God tier. Yeah,
Like, I don't understand. Like, what is this? 4's got here. Yeah, I think 3 and
4 hands
3 and
down.
4 is the perfect balance. Yeah, and like, look at it now. To be fair, 4 was made by 343, and somehow every game they made it worse. What were you thinking?
better off working on Halo without any of the original creators of the franchise. You know, the ones who literally made Halo and Xbox globally successful as the titans of the industry. Gosh. Anyway, she
How
goes
many of
on
y'all
I gotta
bought
figure
an
out the gate
Xbox
code.
to play Halo
have
back in
never
the day?
wanted They only brought on Joe Staten after the disastrous Halo Infinite reveal. Joe offered to help Bonnie and steer 343 in the right direction as a favor, but they decided to hire him instead because they knew they were in real trouble and needed his expertise. But despite Joe being one of the creators of Halo, some idiots there still push back against some of his ideas. Alex Wakeford was a member of the Halo community who had become infamous in Halo circles for writing absurd articles about Halo and Bungie and making claims that they included references to word that sounds like grape in their games. He even wanted Marcus to confirm whether it was true or not. Alex also criticized Joe for referring to Cortana as
Shit.
girlfriend. Despite
Virtue
being
Signor? Yeah.
disliked by many in the community, 343 brought him onto their community team.
What a mistake, bro.
343 were also
What a
really
fucking
mean
mistake.
to Jeff Steitzer, Halo's iconic multiplayer announcer. They tried to replace him and made him aware of it, which upset him.
What?
Jeff wants to keep the details of it private, though. It's no secret that 343 also tried to replace Downs.
They trying to make it their own, bro. Like, it's like, you know what 343 should do? They should go work at Netflix. Go
Okay, I'll
do,
be right
you
back.
know what? You're
I gotta
gonna
go
find
get
a
this
lot
DoorDash
of people
food.
over
Fuck.
there. They got the same mindset that you do. It's like all of these creative people. I love the creative. This is a word, it's a pejorative in this case, where they're not creating anything. They're like the opposite. The only thing that they can create is a worse version of something that already exists. It's insane, man. How do you do this? They're dismantle. Yeah, like what the fuck?
Jen Taylor, the voices of Master Chief and Cortana. Hold up, can we talk about this
What?
too? 343 disrespected Jeff Steitzer and wanted to get rid of him, Steve Downs,
Yeah.
and Jen Taylor, the three voices you hear most in Halo. Excuse me, but the three of them quite literally gave character to Halo
That's
and
the
helped
game,
form
man.
Halo's signature. They became
Yeah.
staples of the Halo franchise, making Halo recognizable just with their voices. Almost everyone back then, not just Halo fans, knew Halo medals and how they sounded simply
Double kill.
because of Jeff
Yeah.
Steitzer's voice and
Yeah.
how he delivered his
See,
line.
it's these people have no respect. They have no respect for the game that they're trying to make and the shoulders that they're trying to stand on. And in fact, they resent them. They resent the fact that everybody is positive about these other people. They're trying to put their mark on it, bro. They're trying to put themselves in a situation where they look good. They hate the game, bro. Like, yeah, it's jealousy. I know. It's just sad, bro. Like, you know what's funny to me about this is what happened in Lord of the Rings. You know, like with Melkor and Morgoth, like this is what he tried to do. And he was the bad guy. So what the fuck?
People, Jen Taylor has done so much as Cortana and delivers her
Are we still
lines
on
with a
Cortana, not
voice that
hot?
rings in your head that you can hear with just the thought of her character. She's become a perfect complement to Steve Downs' voice.
It's more than that, bro. Microsoft has put Cortana into Windows. That's how big the character is. However big you think Halo is,
Cortana.
Windows is 50x that, 500x that.
There.
and has synergized beautifully
They
with
got
her
rid of her?
character. Yet 343
You
haven't
know what? I tell you one thing, they wouldn't have got rid of her if Halo Infinite had 200,000 concurrent players. They wouldn't have done that. I get because everybody know who she is.
Yeah.
It's because nobody knows who the fuck Cortana is anymore because the game fell the fuck off.
They
Got
probably
rid of her before.
cared for her. Why?
Yep.
Jesus. To finish with Haley's
It keeps
post,
going?
she continues
Jesus.
with, there are so many more things and stories that people don't know of. Jamie Griesmer, former Halo design lead, even recently said that 343's relationship with Bungie was unnecessarily hostile, which confirms
It's all about, bro. Like, this
Yeah,
is,
it's
you
just
know what it
ego at this
reminds me
point.
of? It's like, no, dad, I don't need your help. I can do it myself. And then, like, you come out like 2 hours later, 4 hours later, and like the kid's trying to replace a tire on his bike, and somehow now both the tires are off the bike. And he's just sitting there looking at it. Fuck you, dad. Why'd you let me do this? Now I can't use my bike.
a lot of things I've been saying for a while.
Actually accurate.
This
Like, I don't understand how Xbox headquarters isn't on fire. Like, how are you not on fire? Furious at this. That this is happening. They're taking this game and they're destroying it. They're destroying the biggest franchise that you have.
It's only natural
Oh.
I'd hate a company that disrespects the people who made our favorite games and its fans. Why should I give 343 my respect? What have they done to deserve it? They basically gave their middle finger to the creators of Halo and the fans,
Jesus.
destroying a franchise that revolutionized console shooters and online gaming and which built the Xbox brand.
See,
They-
Halo 3 is the best of the three, but Halo
is.
2 was the best for its time. Halo
That's
2,
very
I was
fair.
talking about this.
That's
with,
actually that's a
friend of
solid
mine.
take.
Halo 2 was the game that brought online gaming to the mainstream. That was the game, that was the bridge. That was the gateway drug. Now, you had people on PC that were on CS 1.6, right? For sure. And, you know, like CS originally, right? Ultima Online. But, like, I'm talking about mainstream console Andes. Halo was that game, bro.
Just like Fortnite and Battle Royale push gaming forward, Halo 2 is a chapter. It has to be a part of the face on the Mount Rushmore of what pushed gaming to where it's at now. It has to.
It's like the tenure of it is not to be understated.
We messed up Halo for a whole decade. That's a big part of our lives. I don't see how anyone could respect them after all that. I know that's a lot of information to take in, but bear in mind that actual Halo developers, both old and new, have supported Haley's post and know she's in regular contact with people on the inside. Bungie devs even follow her, and so do Ed Freeze and Peter Moore, both former Microsoft executives who
Here's how I know it's true. Because it's true with every other series where a new studio or a new group of people take the series and they change it. It's the same as with The Witcher. It's the same as with Star Wars. And it's the same with Halo. It's these people think that they can do it better.
the teams behind the original Xbox
And it's not that they think they can do it better. That's only part of it. The only reason why it pisses people off so much so to the fact that they think they can do it better is because not only do they come out with that hubris of, one, they think they can do it better, but two, that what was before it, what they're building upon, wasn't that great. Like, they diminish it, and the fans. And they come out to say what we're creating is better. It's like all of that come together. It's just like, where's this hubris coming from?
and Xbox 360. The things Haley says have merit. With all the other stories we've heard about 343 and some of the
On top of that, they have a suit of armor that makes them extremely strong. It's the Mjolnir armor. Then on top of that, there is like genetic engineering that goes into them. Looks like a girl armor. So what? I bet you put that woman from that rugby team in that armor and it would look a lot more badass than that. Bro.
the ridiculous things we still see, I think it's about time we stop defending them. If you're still firmly on 343's side at this point, you're either still growing,
You're
in
idiot.
denial, worried about your career, or you simply just don't care about what happens to Halo.
Yep, you don't.
I really believe
True.
those are the only options. It's not necessarily wrong to be any of those, but it could contribute to making Halo worse in the long run.
Of course it is.
Ultimately, it comes down to the companies running the franchise. The sooner we acknowledge that and deal with it, the less harm will be done to Halo. If you're still growing though, that's a bit of a different story. Think about it. At around the age of 5 to 6, we start retaining memories
This
of
is
our
the age of the average 343 Halo enjoyer.
experiences. We tend to look back fondly on what we grew up with or experienced.
It was the fucking game.
To point on this, when we were in high school, we had it to where legitimately all the computers had a special file to where you could, and it was a thumbstick. If you couldn't, if your computer didn't have it, you can easily get the thumbstick that had Halo downloaded on it. All of a sudden, you could play, and during block periods when you were doing just nothing and sitting on the computer, you're playing Halo, and if a teacher walks by, you tab out, you pull up whatever you're supposed to be working on, you kind of reread that same paragraph, like, damn, I really cannot comprehend what I'm reading. And as soon as the teacher walks by, pull up the tab, and you try to lock back in and play with your friends. There was nothing like it. Nothing.
And those of us who grew up with it.
Now
Well,
it's like
As sad as this may be, the majority of Halo players now have not experienced that golden era.
I remember this is crazy. I think about this. Rooster Teeth did an interview where they interviewed a bunch of people. This is from like
What's up,
2010
GPB?
or something like
Do you
that.
agree with me?
And they asked like, what character do you like the most or do you relate the most to? And like 90% of the guys said Master Chief. Yeah, the fucking chief, man. Like, yeah, that's what it was
The
about.
chief.
And if that's not true, it will be soon. 343 Industries was given complete control of the Halo franchise in 2012, which was 12 years ago now. Kids who were 5 to 6 years old back then were potentially forming fun memories of Halo 4, 343's first new Halo.
Because they didn't know. They didn't.
You know how
they-
old
yeah,
these
they
5
don't.
to 6 year old kids are now? 17 to 18
Oh,
years
I got
old.
it. I
Yeah,
feel
they're
so
the ones who
old.
we-
18 years grew
I'm
up
back.
with 343.
That means they're stupid.
That's pretty shocking to me. But it's not like you're wrong to be young. You just grew
Yeah.
up in a different environment, played different games. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Your preferences were just based on what you experienced, which you can't always
He's
control.
trying to say you don't know any better. It's not your fault, man. It's not your fault. Like, you see, you weren't there for the gore. You see, like, this is the same thing with Lowe's. Like, people don't understand. Like, I see people that are like, like 22, 25 play, and like, they don't understand the way it used to be, man. They don't, like, they can't even imagine what it used to be.
And people from all sides are being treated with hostility. We don't deserve this, and there are plenty of developers who don't either, yet here we are. So
What a
who's
joke,
to
bro.
blame?
Look at that. It's so
This kind of
stupid.
stuff doesn't just happen by coincidence.
Look at this, bro.
No one cares about games like this anymore.
Like, look at this stupid ass fucking Optimus Prime knockoff garbage piece of shit joke. Look at what the fuck you trying to do with this. He got them skinny arms. You're not gonna have a Spartan with arms like that. Get the fuck out of here. What's this limp dick bullshit? Who thought of this? A Pepsi Spartan.
I really have to answer that for you? Come on. To switch gears a bit, it's starting to look like a great time to forget about Halo. The Xbox Games Showcase just happened, and
It was
we were
insane.
shown a very solid lineup
It was
of games.
insane, bro.
Yeah,
Not
I know
just
there was.
exclusive to
Yeah.
Xbox either. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is coming. There's an
Yep.
Indiana Jones game.
No one gives a fuck
Fable,
about that.
Perfect
People don't
Dark,
give a fuck
Yeah,
about.
Doom,
That's
Nope.
gonna be
Gears of
cool.
War,
That'll be
and
sick.
more. Nothing at all for Halo though.
Fable will be playing in this channel. We'll be playing Gears of War 100%, and we'll be playing COD. I don't know about anything else on here.
Made some people freak out or cope with the infamous saying, let them cook. No, we shouldn't let them cook because we've done that for the
10
past
years.
decade.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
we've been given meals we don't like, didn't ask for, or just don't satiate our hunger. The customer service
As
is
I said, I think that the fact that they didn't put a BR into Halo Infinite on release, that to me, if I was the Xbox leadership,
Yeah,
I
we
would have
got- we
fired
got
the
games
entire
going.
studio leadership
We'll
because
come back. We'll come back to this.
it is like
Who we got?
that
Sentinels
alone
and
is such a
Sentinels and
stupid
Shopify.
decision.
They were supposed to play
and it
about
was
an hour
totally
ago.
unnecessary. There's a
They
BR.
were
doorknobs are broken, and anyone who's been paying attention can see
That's the reality, is that nobody
That's-
even gives a shit
that's
about it
the
anymore.
worst.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's in
That's
the
what's
worst
really
place
sad.
to be in for a game when nobody cares,
I
good or
think
bad.
that Halo Infinite came out, people were already tired of it. They're already, it is what it is, right?
other hand, we've grown numb
Damn.
and apathetic to anything with Halo, which is very understandable.
They just don't know, like, they don't know what they're doing, bro. Like, it's like, the thing is, you remember those missions in, like, the library in Halo 2 with the flood, bro? That shit was actually kind of scary.
It was.
And, like, that scene
At its
with
time, it's kinda-
Gravemind in Halo 2, it's not the same as it used to be, bro. Like, it's just not happening, man. Like, it's
Yeah.
just,
remember to step away and let your mental
Yeah.
well-being heal. Staying in an environment that garners so much negativity and plays with your emotions is
Yeah.
not healthy.
you're right about that.
There are people out there who once loved Halo and have grown so attached to it that they'll stick with it no matter what.
Wrong.
But even if
No.
they're hurt by it, they don't leave. They'll continue giving it chances and forgiving mistakes just to end up getting hurt again and continuing the cycle. That's just abusive at that point. Please look out for yourself. Seriously.
This
Anyway,
could have been
I'll
about
still
WoW,
be keeping
too.
my eyes and ears open for anything exciting happening
Yeah.
with Halo, but it's safe to say that we're far away from anything good. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, though, and don't be afraid to speak your mind.
Well, it looks like some things never change.
Yep.
So yeah, I feel like this is really sad. I do, because like Halo was like a franchise that I grew up with, and like if you go and you look at my room downstairs, like I've got Halo posters everywhere. I was drawing pictures of Master Chief, shit like that. Like Halo was like my game. Like I went from being obsessed about Halo to being obsessed about. And like I was right, by the way, this video was great. These guys only got 2,000 subs, so make sure to give the video a like, give them a sub if you liked it, man. 343 fucked it up, yeah. And it's like, it's so sad that like anybody's trying to act like these like pitiful ass fucking joke developers that can't come up with a good game in 10 years should be anything more than fired. Like who the fuck goes to work every day for 10 years and brings out bullshit and then they don't get fired? Like you do that at your job probably for 3 days, you're gonna get fucking fired. Like what are you talking about? Like, how is this even a question? Like, it's not even a possibility that this is a good or a bad decision. It's awful. And so diversity hires, it's not diversity hires. It's people with an ego that think that they can do it better than the people that made the game. Well, if you can do it better, then why aren't you making your own fucking game? I'll tell you why. Because you can't. That's it. and you don't want to follow trends. You want to, I want to do it my way. I'm going to do it my way. Let's do it my way. Okay, fine. You did it your way. 3 times it didn't work. Stop doing it your way. It doesn't work. You're bad. Like, that's it. It's so sad. Also, because Xbox grew up with Halo. Yeah, bro, like, Halo died. Like, Xbox died in relevance when Halo died. Like, bro, like, those stocks are the same. Like, Halo and Gears go up. Xbox, we love Xbox. Halo and Gears are dead. Xbox dead. Ooh, Xbox dumb. It's bad. Ooh, that's what it is. 343 was the first company, and Trend started to show all these companies how to make games and act today. Yeah, it's just sad. They don't even fail fairly. They had a huge head start, and they failed harder than starting from scratch. Yeah. Well,
What's more, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna down this hill. Halo Infinite or Halo has at least the ingredients to make one of the best Halo battle royales. And a battle royale is what saved Fortnite. It's what saved Call of Duty. I think it could save Halo.
That matters is you're closing the gap. Sometimes it's a bit more apparent or obvious when Shopify